everyone, Mark and Joey here. UltimateSportsChannel.com is the show and the website, Joey. And we're here on Wednesday. We talked about this in our NBA show. By the way, we're not talking about the tragedy of this week. We talked about it on our NBA show. So if you want to hear our thoughts on what happened in that tragedy this week with Kobe Bryant, tune in there. This show, Joey's going to be about a PGA. You're a professional golfer. Golf is one of our games we just absolutely love, and it's back in the forefront now. Tiger Woods came back and played this week.
Well, first of all, I can't believe we're this many weeks in the season already that he's playing. I tell you what, it comes and goes really, really fast. I remember, waiting for the President's Cup to happen, and now we're already back to where Tiger's playing the Farmers Insurance, and now we're at the Waste Management this week with the 16th hole, the most exciting golf tournament of the year. As far as I'm concerned, at least for one simple hole, it's truly remarkable. Ricky Fowler defending his championship. But let's look back at last week and Tiger Woods playing well. He finished in the top 10 at a Farmers Insurance Open, which is at his course, Torrey Pines. So a good finish there. It's probably expected. I didn't expect him to win. I didn't think he'd be like 100% because he hadn't played in a while.
A couple of bad holes. He could have been there.
Well, you know what? I think he struggled getting it going. He didn't really tear up the easy course, which came day one for him. They play two courses. Thursday, Friday is different than Saturday, Sunday is the same. So he didn't really tear that up. That didn't help him. And then on Sunday, I just think it was hard for him to get anything going. And Leishman came out of nowhere and played phenomenal.
7 under.
So congratulations to Leishman on the big win. Tiger, though, looking very, very good, looking healthy. Played pretty good. Looked major ready. He played very, very smart. He had a lot of fairways, a lot of greens. It was almost like a building process to a major game for him. I don't think he was necessarily going for everything. So I'd say he played pretty well. I'd say it looked good. It looked like he could play small off the tee. He's such a great iron player and be okay. And he just ran into a solid field, always at that tournament. And Mark Leishman getting it done with a tiny scare from Rahm on the last hole. But overall, great win for him. Mark Leishman has been around. He might be a guy to catch a major late in his career.
You could, and we've seen that. We've seen these experienced guys pick up a major where they all of a sudden have that week of a lifetime, which he had this week, 7 under, I think it was, on the last day.
Unbelievable putter, man.
And a guy can put the ball in the hole, and that's all that really matters. All us older guys love Leishman. He looks like us. Pot belly. Looks like he enjoys life, isn't in the gym all the time. So glad to see a guy like that winning. I even had the bigger version of him and Craig Statler during my time of really following golf, and it's nice to see normal people can win as well as jacked up superstars from the gym. I think we saw a lot of good things, Joey. Less out of McIlroy than I wanted to see. I really thought that he was ready to go for this tournament. He's talking about being number one in the world. He's got that on his mind. He's trying to free up his golf game a little bit, take the pressure off himself, all this kind of stuff. But I really think he could have done a lot better this week.
Well, I don't know if it's because he plays so much or not, but it seems it's hard to say a guy chokes a lot because he had 3 wins last year. And it's all these wins.
He could have won 8.
I know, and that's what I think. I think he almost puts himself in contention too often because, again, he looked horrible on Sunday. I mean, he was right there for the taking against inexperienced guys. Rahm was way over par early. Rory could have easily jumped on that. I don't know what that would have done to Leishman, but everyone was playing bad. So when Leishman did go up, it's not like they could contend with anybody. So he got to keep going, kind of freewheeling it. Real quick, before I continue on McIlroy, it was Australia Day. Australia won a fun fact for you. Back to McIlroy.
I think that's actually a big fact. Again, we talk about tragedy. It's weird, right?
Like, well, this wasn't tragedy. No, Australia
but in Australia, they have huge tragedy with the fires.
Right.
Why does Leishman come out and win this week and give them joy, as well as the tennis tournament we're going to talk about? Right. But they get the joy out of an Australian winning, and Leishman's not won a ton of tournaments.
On Australia Day.
On Australia Day. Like, again, good things coming out of tragedy. Helping the Australia fans to think about something other than the wildfires, and so that was great to see. I really love the fact that Leishman won this event.
It was awesome, and what a coincidence. We've seen it many times in sports, and we talked about it in basketball too. So check that out. But yeah, back to McIlroy. So again, I think he just puts himself in the contention so often that he's gonna choke, he's gonna win. But it's not a great omen to become the greatest of all time, to win a bunch of majors going forward. I will tell you what. Maybe the most consistent golfer I've ever seen. It is baffling how consistent this guy is, and really he's a good putter any week.
But that's the sad part.
Winning,
great for 3 rounds. His reputation is choking in the 4th round. Like you say, he did win 3 events, but should win 8. He is clearly the best golfer
in the world,
by far in the world, and he has these rounds of golf which make us feel good because we sometimes say, "Oh my God, how did we do that?" Whatever we're doing, right? And there's one of the best players to ever play the game of golf, and he has these oh my God rounds where you go, how can this even happen?
I tell you what it is. He can bully, of course, definitely Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday become tougher, and Sunday even more tougher. Usually they're the toughest pins. And if he's not putting well, he tries to bully the course more, and then that's when you get mistakes. Brooks Koepka is only number 1 in the world because he's maybe the simplest golfer around. He hits fairways, hit greens, and he makes a decent amount of putts. We got to remember majors are won at could be even par to 6 under, and that's what Brooks is so great at. Rory's the opposite. Rory could tear up a golf course, but the problem is he only knows one way, which is to go for it and tear up the golf course. I think that's why some Sundays he wins, sometimes he doesn't. Depends if the putter's working. Depends if he can lay off going after every pin a little bit. If he has confidence putter, he can do that. When he doesn't have confidence putter, he keeps going for it and lives or dies with possibly hitting a bunch to 5 feet or not. And when he doesn't do that, it's usually on Sunday because the pins are the toughest. And that's why he doesn't win every week. It's interesting. I don't know if he'll ever be able to be consistent enough to have a 6-win season, maybe 3 majors in a year. You always feel like you can, but it's a consistent habit of his of either winning easy or not winning at all. And he's in the lead so much it feels like he's a choker. But obviously 3 wins a year. It depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at what you could win or what you have win. Some guys.
Hey, we're always looking at what you could win.
Yeah,
we're desperate to have another Tiger. We need another
Definitely
Tiger.
Sportscaster, what you could win.
Tiger
Players
43.
like what I have won.
Yeah, Tiger's 43. We need another guy like him when his retirement day comes. Got to tell you, I think Tiger's gonna tear it up this year.
I think he is too. He
won in late 2019. Was easily the best player of the President's Cup. Easily the best player. And that was around coaching. Of course, he's used to have multitasking all the time. Anyways, no big deal. But he looks so strong. Came out this week. Honest to God, if he cared, he would have won this tournament as well.
I think so too. I think
it was testing out a lot of stuff for him this week, and I think he is the Masters for me. Folks, go bet the Masters right now. He is ready to go, barring injury. He will be. He could set a record. I think. Although I think he won by 12 before, so that'd be tough to do. But I think he could win easily at the Masters with the way his game is right now. Easily. That's his golf course. It's wide open. He can hit it far there. Not worry about the rough. If he gets his putting going, it could be something special this Masters. Like this is how he catches Jack. I think he wins the Masters maybe 2-3 times in a row.
Well, I agree he can win the Masters a lot. I think that is going to be the way he does. I think he does win 2, 3, 4, and whatever it takes to get there. Definitely, I think he could go 2 in the next 3. He might win back-to-back this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, it all depends. But when he's healthy, he's still the best golfer in the world. It's truly amazing.
Unbelievable.
He's the smartest.
So good.
He's the smartest golfer out there by far. He's the mentally toughest. Some of these guys are showing that they're still mentally weak compared to Tiger Woods.
Let's talk about one of them. Sorry to interrupt.
I'm done with Tiger.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
All right,
I know you love to talk about
I love talking about Tiger. I think you're right. I think but I think 2 majors this year. I think so too. I really think he can. I think
we're going back to the old time. This could be a 5-6 win season, I believe.
Honestly,
now barring injury, but if it all continues to work as it is now, he looks so good.
But do you know what I love is that I felt like when he first came back, he'd do anything to win a regular event. Now I look at it and go, no, he's priming. He's playing the way he thinks he's going to need to play later on in the year.
Well, because he's not playing between events as much for his back.
Right.
He uses events to get ready.
And guys, he's the greatest iron player. His irons baffle me with how good they are. I mean, he didn't drive it great at Torrey Pines. He drove it okay. He was working on his driver a little bit.
I'll tell you who's next.
His iron player is phenomenal.
I'll tell you who's the next number 1, not Rory. It's going to be Tiger.
It's going to be Tiger.
Because Brooks is out with injury. He's not coming back.
Rory might get there sooner because he doesn't have much to do. But I tell you, by the end of the year, it's going to be Tiger.
Gonna be there, I think,
I'm telling you, he can win a U.S. Open because what he showed this week was that he's still the best iron player, which means long irons, guys. I'm not talking wedges. A lot of guys look good with wedges.
Well, he keeps him playing.
You'd be surprised his stats if you compare long irons from player to player. He is by far better than most of them. He tears up par 5s and par 3s. He can do it at an Open. I think the British Open's unlikely. I think the PGA's hard because so soon after the Masters. But Masters, U.S. Open, maybe a PGA. Those are the ones I think he'll be looking really close to.
Don't forget, British Open in good weather, you got to change your mind. British Open in bad weather, he doesn't like it. But if they can get sunny and crispy greens so that they're faster. That's what's always bugged them in the British Open is speed.
Yeah, ironically, you'd think a veteran would be better with bad weather. That's how Tom Watson contended and Darren Clark, and he still might benefit from bad weather.
When you have a bad back,
that's the problem.
Cold weather is difficult. You need heat. You need something that soothes you and keeps you loose. Even they were talking about that with Roger Federer in tennis, which we're going to deal with later. But they talked about how tough it is to be his age, but it's going to be 100 degrees when they're playing. So they're saying that's actually a good thing for him because he'll be limber, he'll feel good, he'll feel loose, and that could be what happens with Tigers. No different. Joe, I want to get into you mentioned about being the smartest player. Let's go to the dumbest player. with the most skill in the PGA, Rahm has to be it. Like,
oh my God,
he didn't know he needed an eagle on the last hole to tie for the the playoff. Yeah, that's what they announced. He didn't know. He said, I didn't know, or I would have worked harder to try and get an eagle. I thought I just needed birdie. And everybody's going like, how wouldn't you know? Like, come on. There's scoreboards everywhere on the golf course. And they had a discussion today. Is that the golfer's fault? Is that the jockey, the caddy? Sorry, I've been watching the horse race today. Is that the caddy's fault? Every guy on Golf Channel said, you're the golfer. You're trying to win a tournament, not your caddy. Your job is to know what you need to win a tournament. It's unbelievable. And, you think about last year when he, told his caddy to hit one shot.
Yeah.
The Players, another huge tournament.
It's in the water.
And he's in the water on the dumbest shot ever. And he didn't wait to talk to his caddy one more time before he hits a shot his caddy didn't recommend.
He is dumb.
He is like, whoa, this is a guy with so much skill, though. I mean, he's going to win a lot of events anyway.
He's already won like 6, and he wins based off skill alone.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that was the dumbest thing. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the golf. Here's how we're going to wrap it up. Oh, my God, I miss Johnny Miller. Davis Love's fine, but he is dull as could be.
Well, Davis Love would beat Johnny Miller.
Thank God.
Just want to get your stats
Thank
right.
God. What's that?
Johnny Miller was in the booth. It has nothing to do with Davis Love. So Nick Fallo's the guy.
No, it has to do with the fact that he's the new guy who came in, right? And him and Azinger came in.
No,
right?
wrong.
Azinger's new from last year.
But wrong TV.
I don't care about TV. I'm not worried about TV channels. I'm talking about, oh my God, it's dull without Johnny Miller in the studio. And here's what they need to do. All the channels need to go together and give Nick Faldo one contract so he does every golf event.
Yeah, he's the best.
That's all there's to it. It's the only way to save the fact that Johnny Miller's gone.
Faraday.
You have to get Faraday in. What is wrong with these people that they brought these dull guys? Azinger's got to be the worst commentator I've ever listened to.
Awful, yeah.
And we need to get someone to fill in for him immediately.
Yeah.
Why don't you have Faraday in the booth? Oh my God. It's so dull now because Johnny's gone and you got Faldo. And the reason is...
Faldo's great.
Here's the reason, though. Part of the reason. You need to be great to put down the players. Azinger tries to do it, but I think a whole lot of people say, like, I'm way better than you.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing criticizing my game, right?
Yeah.
And you need Johnny, you need Faldo. I don't know who else is out there that might be eligible to do that or want to do it, which is a bigger part of it. I do want to travel around every week and be on TV, but they got to do something, man. It was awful, and Davis Love came in and filled in on the course.
He was bad.
Correct? On the course.
By the way,
it's so dull, it's unbelievable.
By the way, they should really have... Fallo's great. Keep him in there with Jim. I don't know if he's with Jim Nance, right? Yeah, he's the one with Jim Nance. So that's fine. On the course, you have to have Faraday. And where was Bones this week?
Yeah, no
he's
kidding.
He's phenomenal. You got to get Bones out there. Bones should be in a booth somewhere so he comment on all the golf.
Yeah.
Next, besides Faldo, or something, because Bones is fantastic.
By the way, he knows more about the game than any player you could bring on.
Great.
And he's a great talker.
Right.
He knows the insides. He's been with Phil. He knows everything.
So I agree with you on all of that. I think it's bad. And I don't know why Faraday can't get out of his slot. I don't know if it's his choice or what. But I'd like to see him more too. I think Azinger's awful. I've said that forever. I didn't like him on Fox. Yeah. Don't like him now. And but the point you brought up is perfect. We've talked about this before, you and me. Nick Faldo can do this because he's still, his stats are way better than so many guys out there. And Azinger, you're right. It is that feeling. It's that feeling well, you're not good enough to say that. What are you talking about? I'll tell you what. The only reason why I kind of want Phil to retire is I think Phil would take that spot, and I think Phil would be phenomenal up there. But they got to get someone up there. Honestly, I'd rather listen to Gary Player, who would just rip everybody for being fat or something. It'd be way better. But I just wish all golf was on the channel with Nick Faldo. I don't understand these contract things and whatever. I don't really like it, but. We'll see. We'll see. It's the first year.
I just want to comment. These guys are new. I get it, but they were dull before they went into the booth. They're dull now. They need to shake it up. That's just our piece on it. We want someone to take control of this. I'd also love to see channels not be separate of each other. You know what? Nick Faldo's just the best. Put him on every week if he wants to be there.
Real quick,
whatever.
I put Romo in there.
Yeah, Tony. He's got a football.
I know people might get upset because he's a football guy. But I think Romo would be great. I mean, I think he'd be so much fun.
Hey, you know what they need to get in there is Curry. Because he's got nothing else to do right now. Steph Curry, he's a decent golfer. And he's been on that stupid show he created, the mini putt thing or whatever. But he's good on it. He's funny. So quite honestly, it could be almost anybody. I actually like Justin Leonard better than both of them.
Leonard's good, yeah.
I do like him. But I think they need to get really take a look at golf and have the same guys every week doing golf, no matter who the channel is. Just pay them, guys. Let's get good people announcing the game. It's a tough enough game to bring fans into than to have guys that, almost feel like that's
But
what you
you
do
know
to them
what?
because they're not great.
Leonard is a good call. I liked him a lot. I think he's very, very smart, and I think he's been great on Golf Channel.
Yeah.
I'd move him out. He's one I'd go for sure. But I'd bring Freddie Couples in maybe. Like, when's he done playing on the Seniors Tour? I mean, you know, I don't know, but I'd like somebody with a little bit more personal. I've never liked Azinger as a commentator, and I don't like Davis Love. I knew Davis Love was bad when they said it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, my God, have you heard him talk in interviews? So anyway, some interesting things there, but as long as they can keep Faldo on there, and hopefully he does the most important events. I don't know.
You know what? I like. It's interesting you mentioned Fred Couples. I like the idea of some of the Champions Tour guys coming because they can play on the tour still, get paid a bunch of money to be the guys that do that.
He's traveling anyway.
Saw Freddie interviewed by Faraday. You know, he's a guy who's got a real glib attitude towards golf, but he knows everybody in golf.
Right.
You know, he'd be fantastic. He'd have great stories from the old days.
Right.
These are the kinds of things you need to make it sound, you know, to make it really interesting for the young players.
So just like Freddie Couples, Nota Begay would be a good one.
Yeah.
He knows everybody. Specifically, he knows Tiger, and so does Fred Couples, which is the insight you really want to know is how is he practicing, how is he playing, what did he do at home, did you talk to him, what did he say, how's his body feeling? So, yeah, I just like see something there, but good point for bringing that up. But again, you know, we'll see. Hopefully the golf takes over and we don't have to worry about it.
Hey, you know
we're in for a big week this week.
You know who we need to see, although we don't know how much time he's got left, but Lee Trevino would be the best on-air personality there could ever be. He is the funniest golfer to ever live, and he would be unreal.
I do
some
feel like
great stories.
He would try to make it like a stand-up special for himself. But I don't know. You do need some big-time calls. You know, you do need the guy on Sunday when the guy makes the winning putt to pull out the big-time call too.
Yeah.
Now that's normally Jim Nance usually over. It's not Nick Faldo. That's usually Jim Nance because you know they're the color guys, right?
Yeah.
So I guess as long as you have him in there to make the big putt on 18 or something, that's fine. But yeah, interesting stuff. But we got a big week. Waste management, the 16th hole, the big crowd there.
Hey, if you've never watched a golf event on TV, watch the Saturday, Sunday coverage. See what the 16th hole looks like. We're taking golf into the football environment with the grandstands, the cheering, the drinking, all that goes along with all that. It's a fantastic environment. The players play up to it, which is fun to watch as well. So if you've never done it, even if you do it for an hour, it's the hole they feature. You'll see it for sure if you get in and watch golf this weekend. So enjoy that if you do. We'll be back at the end of next week to see how this event went and talk about the next things happening on the PGA. Probably download that.